This is a barn conversion project on the southwest coast of England. It's gone through a few rounds of design iterations and finally has landed on a design proposal. But the client has come back with a change of heart. This is one of the most common moments in the design process. The direction shifts, the brief evolves, and suddenly the floor plan that was almost resolved needs to be rethought. So in this video, I'm going to take this barn conversion and design 3 different layout options in response to the revised client brief. I'll show you how to manage those options in Rayon, how to present them side by side on the paper canvas, and how to give a client a clear visual comparison of the 3 different ways to use the same building. If you don't know me, my name is Thomas Roundtree. I'm an architect with experience working in residential architecture. And this is where we're going to end up in today's video. So let's get into it. And if you want to follow along, there's a link in the description to create a free Rayon account. And if you enjoy this type of content, please smash the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. So here is the sketch we've received from the client and some also notes here. So option 1, they're somewhat happy with it. This is the proposal that we've got to at this stage, but they want to just as a final test explore some other variations of swapping round the living and kitchen space in this instance, and maybe option 3 where we actually swap the kitchen down into this center room of the kind of main barn area and put the bedroom, the master bedroom, in the extension, so it makes much more of a feature of the bedroom. So we're going to work through this option and see where we can get to and see which one works and which doesn't work. Now, working in practice, you would do this often. This would be a process of you working through design options, occasionally to get to a point where the client somewhat feels like it's working and they're happy with how it works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just select this option, and you can see it's all managed on the left-hand side here in the layers. So you could actually manage these options by layers, but I think an easier way to do this in Rayon is to just copy across this entire floor plan across your canvas, and we'll have 3 options side by side. Now this is easier to manage because you can cross-reference and copy things across if you need to. And so I'm just going to strip back this option 2 and 3 to start working into it. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start pulling some blocks into this floor plan and also do a real quick sketch to think through some ideas that we have. So you can find all your blocks on the left-hand side here. You can scroll through and search by either libraries or individual blocks. But we're going to do a quick sketch just to think through some ideas of this space. So if we're going to swap around this kind of living kitchen space, I think the most appropriate place to do some kind of living area is the top corner. So then you have maybe a kind of cozier area at the top with an L-shaped sofa, then with your dining space in this lower area with the access to the kind of doors on the right-hand side. And so you kind of have this space where, you know, it's cozier at the top and then more kind of open for your dining area. Now in the bottom area, you probably want to utilize this full back wall as a kitchen unit. So we could pull a kitchen alongside this wall as an L-shaped kitchen to then almost open up the kitchen to first look out into the rest of the kitchen, maybe an island, but also then you can make that connection with the dining space. And so you're creating that connection with the living and dining space again. So now this will be a process of us pulling in blocks from the block library. And we're going to search any block that we want to pull in. We'll start with an L-shaped sofa. And when you pull this into your canvas, you'll notice that on the right-hand side, you'll have 3 options of different views. And so you'll be able to either go for a front view, a side view, or a top-down view. Now this is particularly useful if you're working between floor plan and elevation, because it basically can align your floor plan elevation and jump between the views if you need to. And so in this case, you can select the active block instance on the right hand side and you can change it to a front elevation or side elevation. And so we can pull this sofa at the top here, but we want to flip this round. So we're just going to modify it and pull it into place here where the L shape is kind of looking into that corner. And so you're kind of creating a bit of a cozy area in that space. We could then have a TV in that top right corner, which we could pull into there, and then maybe a little coffee table. That means that we've kind of got this zone at the bottom for the dining room table, which, as I said, creates a bit more of that relationship with the external space. Because at the moment, the sofa's kind of tucked away. It's more, you know, tucked away into that corner, whereas the dining space want to create that relationship with the external. And then at the bottom here, we can pull in an L-shaped kitchen. And a really nice thing about these blocks is that you can have them as an individual block. So for example, you could pull in an individual cupboard or sink, but they also have kind of group blocks. So in this case, when you pull in the kitchen, you can see that you've got cupboards, sinks, breakfast bar with chairs and everything all together in one block, which you can double click into and also edit, which is a really nice touch. And so we could tuck a sofa in that top right corner there. We could maybe pull across some of these storage units. And I want to apply the same floor finish to that option 2. So what I'm going to do is basically just copy across the zone into option 2, and you'll see that it'll identify the kind of enclosure as a zone. So then you can apply that zone, you can change the floor finish as you wish, but I quite like this floor finish. And then I'm going to apply the timber floor finish to the upper room. And so just to activate the space further, we can pull in some people. So this will just show how the space is being used. And so we're just going to copy some over from our initial drawing, but you can also access all of these in the block library too. And you'll notice that all of these blocks have currently the same style assigned to them. It's quite a light gray, which is quite nice because it doesn't kind of make the drawing too heavy. It makes it quite soft in the background. And these are styles that you can manage. So for instance, when you select this sofa, you can see on the right-hand side here, it has a style assigned to it. So it's got furniture border, which is a saved style that's applied across all of the other blocks. So if you have any other piece of furniture that has that style assigned to it, if you change that style or make it like a red fill, for example, it will change it across all of your blocks. So in this case, when we select into our TV unit and we edit it, on the right hand side, you can see here that it's got style, border and fill, which is a different style. And so we want to apply the furniture style to this block. So what we're going to do is collect the 4 dots, and here you can navigate and try and find that style. So we're going to find that furniture fill style and select that style, and then it'll apply it to that unit. And we could do the same for those kind of more detailed elements of the actual TV itself. And now all of a sudden the graphic style is aligned and it kind of all works and kind of is more consistent across the drawing. And looking at this option, I think it works quite nicely. There's still that connection with the dining and kitchen space. The only challenge we have is there is quite a lot of kind of empty space in this zone, which could be quite nice, but it feels a little bit too empty. And maybe that zone here between the kind of sofa and the wall is a little bit tight for a nice dining space. And also having the sofa tucked in the corner doesn't really maximize those external doors into the outside area, but I think generally this option could work. And so option 3 is going to be the more challenging one. So actually swapping around that kitchen and dining space with the bedroom is going to be challenging because the way that the proportion of that extension is quite long and thin, having a bedroom in there, a master bedroom, might be quite difficult with an ensuite and where that door is positioned into the living space. But we'll give it a go and see if we can get it to work. So the first thing we're going to do is going to pull in a kitchen. So it might be quite difficult to pull a kitchen here purely because of those window positions and the depth of the room. You'll notice here, like this kitchen, for example, doesn't quite fit in. And so maybe an L-shaped kitchen with maybe a high level window at the top of one of those units could work quite nicely. And then we can edit maybe this family, maybe bring the sink over to the side of the wall so you can kind of look out the window whilst at the sink. Just to try and simplify this a little bit further and make it fit a little bit better. We could then maybe copy this cupboard unit across and shrink this down to line up with the wall. And then now that kind of works quite nicely. Now the challenge we have is on the right hand side here, there's a real lack of dining room space. So we could have a look for a dining room table and pull it into the drawing and see if it fits. And it doesn't quite fit in this configuration. So maybe this kitchen is probably slightly too generous. So let's try and find another kitchen. We can pull in this block here. And maybe if we pull this up to the side of the wall here, and maybe we could do like a lower partition. So these could actually be lower cupboards that actually look out to that window, looking out into the garden space. And maybe that could be a nice configuration because now all of a sudden you have slightly more space for a dining space. So what we could do is then pull in a dining room table, maybe a circular one. And yeah, that could work. So we have slightly more room here. We could pull in maybe a square one, and even so, this still works, but there's a little pinch point there between the dining room table and the kitchen unit. So we could go into here and delete that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw that kind of low level partition to show that kind of divide between the spaces. Now what I mean by low level partition, this could be probably maybe 1 meter high, or the height of the unit. So when you're walking past, you can't see any of the back of the units, it's just a wall. But when you're in the kitchen, you can still look out, and it allows the light to come in and provides that connection with the spaces. And this could work. It's still a little bit snug, but this could work quite nicely. And then at the top here, we could maybe flip this door around. We could pull a double bed into the top left corner. It's probably the only place we could have maybe a bed. Now, if we try to design a bathroom here, we could select all of the elements from our other option, pull them in, and see if we could do like a long and narrow bathroom. Now, we are quite tight for space here, so maybe that bed needs to kind of go up across the top wall. But let's try and condense this bathroom down slightly. We could pull the toilet up there. We could maybe make it slightly more square, connect this wall here. And then what we can do is trim that edge. So if we type TR, it will actually trim it, which is quite nice. And then from here, we could have the shower up against the left-hand side. We can rotate the bed up against that top wall, and then we have a slight ledge along there for a built-in wardrobe. Now we can pull those units in. It's still going to be quite snug, and we could pull in a little wall at the end, so it has like a continuous wall up to kind of hide the edge of that wardrobe once again, and to make it feel and look a little bit more neat. We can adjust the style of the wall to match the thickness and color of those other walls, so it all looks consistent. And then finally, we can pull in maybe a floor finish for the bedroom and the bathroom. And this works, but I don't think it's as successful as the others, because you've got a slightly tight space here. You're not really truly maximizing these external doors and the connection with outside, because a lot of that kind of face is wall to the bathroom and to the wardrobes. The space in front of the bed is probably too tight as well. And so generally, you know, the bedroom isn't quite working. The kitchen and dining and living space does work okay, but that bedroom probably isn't optimizing that space at the top there. So we've explored the options now, and we've kind of tested the ideas. Some work better than others. Now we have our 3 design options. We're going to now pull them into the paper canvas to present them on sheets that we can then present to the client. So what we're going to do here is we're going to head to our paper canvas, and we've already got our first option here set up with our title block, with some revisions and some kind of information in the drawing. Now what we can do is create a new page. So you can click the plus button, select page, and then we can change the format to an A2 and run this alongside. And alternatively, you can just copy across the title block and your drawing across the page. Now the way that this works is that Rayon has views into your model canvas. So because we're currently in the paper canvas space, this view here now that I'm panning through is a viewport into that model canvas. So as I pan through, and we know that obviously those drawings are lined up in the other page, we can just pull that into place in our view there. And you can create a view by clicking the plus button alongside the layers to bring a viewport into your model canvas. Now, when you bring a view into your model canvas, you have a kind of default scale on the right-hand side, and you can adjust this to 1 to 30, 1 to 50. In this case, we're going to do 1 to 100. And then you can kind of crop that down and pull it into place as you wish. And so because we're copied across this title block, the great thing about these blocks is that you can actually update and amend some of the properties. So for example, the name of this page, we can change it to 1.2 to indicate that this is option 2, 1.3 to indicate option 3, and you can change them on the right hand side. You can also click into the title block and add any revisions or any information as you wish. So we can then say that this is revision 3 with today's date. And you can find also other title blocks in the block library that you can pull in. So if you have any title blocks yourself that you want to create, you can also make them, save them as a block and have them in your library, or you can use all of Rayon's blocks that are available. And so now that we have our 3 options, it's just a simple case of issuing these to the client. So you can issue them as a PDF export by heading to your pages panel on the left-hand side. You can then export these pages, and you can either change the range to, if you want to send 1 to 2, or you want to send all of them. You can then change the image quality and export these as a PDF. And of course, once you've exported these as a PDF, you can package them up, send them as an email to your client and continue the conversation of your design options. 3 options, 3 different ways of how this barn conversion could be arranged. The client can now see them side by side, check each against the brief, and have a real conversation about what's working and what isn't. And in some cases, some of these aren't quite working. If you want to try this process in your own project, there's a link in the description to create a free Rayon account. And if you enjoy this type of content, please make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel to watch more. Thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.